Ladies and gentlemen, I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. It wasn't those people who got $20 million in venture capital funding that Bernie Sanders could not endorse. Okay, so the people who got $20 million in venture capital funding, who opposed President Trump, and Bernie Sanders couldn't endorse them, they weren't the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. I was. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. Okay? It wasn't the people who ran Bernie Sanders' movement into the ground. They weren't. The Washington Post didn't call them the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. Those two links are below. Okay? That once described me. I'm not voting for President Trump. Bringing home Americans. Signed a peace deal that nobody's talking about during this entire crisis to end America's longest-running counterinsurgency conflict. Longest-running military intervention. Longest-running military conflict in American history. Nobody's talking about it. Wonder why. First president to step foot in North Korea. Begin détente. Begin a path towards peace eventually, diplomacy between North and South Korea. President Moon Jae-in of South Korea stated that President Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. Nobody's talking about that. Okay. President Trump signed the First Step Act. President Trump got us out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. President Trump is addressing the trade imbalance with China. President Trump, from getting us out of NAFTA to we had record low unemployment. We had an amazing economy. We will have we will have an amazing economy. We had record low Black and Latino unemployment. We can go on forever. President Trump is a great president, going after very corrupt intelligence officials. Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, the text messages were there. You could see Strzok, we will stop Trump. We will stop Trump. So the reason I bring all of this up is because obviously you know that Bernie Sanders dropped out. Bernie Sanders drops out of presidential race, making Joe Biden the Democrats' presumptive nominee. Hillary Clinton is going to be nominee. Hillary Clinton is going to lose again to President Trump. Have you seen this shirt ever? Have you seen this shirt? Okay? This is the no malarkey. This is the no more malarkey shirt here. If you have not seen this shirt, there's a reason. Joe Biden is about as realistic as Michael Bloomberg was. All of this is playing out. Now it's not just a prediction on my part. Now it's not just, and by the way, 15% of Bernie voters, according to ABC News, are voting for President Trump. So if you're watching this and you're Bernie Sanders supporters, spare me the outrage or whatever. Bernie is and apparently has always been a tool of the Democratic Party. If he wanted to implement or really push for Medicare for all, he would have joined the Green Party. Democrats don't even want Medicare for all. They literally, you're talking about tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands yesterday, waited in the rain and hail and just cold weather in Wisconsin to ensure they wouldn't get Medicare for all. They didn't risk their lives to give Joe Biden the victory in Wisconsin yesterday. They didn't risk their lives or risk their health to get Medicare for all. They literally had umbrellas to ensure they wouldn't, because they don't believe Bernie Sanders can implement it, or they don't even want the policy. Whatever the reason is, Wisconsin voters, along with voters in Florida on March 17th, 1 million of them, Bernie would not have won. The election this year, Bernie would have gotten completely obliterated by President Trump. Because President Trump is the president Bernie Sanders wishes he could have been. Aside from Medicare for All, which Democrats don't even want. His campaign became a one-trick pony, one single policy that Democrats do not want. Bernie Sanders is there to funnel votes back into the Democratic Party. This isn't rocket science. When I was writing in the Huffington Post, The Hill Salon, Cleveland Plain Dealer, other publications, my articles, 100 of them, almost most of them went viral. When it wasn't popular, when there wasn't Rose Twitter. I was writing when there was no Rose Twitter. Okay? And every single time I wrote an article that went viral, that was in the Huffington Post, The Hill Salon, every place that I wrote and drew a clear line between Clinton 2016 and Clinton will be the nominee again in 2020. I drew a clear line between Clinton 2016 and Bernie Sanders. I said there's one person who could win in 2015 and 2016. Go look at NPR. Look at NPR, the article below. They quoted me, and they quoted Nate Silver and 538. 538 said that Trump wouldn't even be GOP nominee. Look at the NPR article below. Look at the NPR article below. Trump wouldn't even be GOP nominee. That's in the NPR article. In that NPR article, in the same paragraph, it said that I quoted me saying that I predicted the 2016 election, saying that Clinton it was unelectable, would lose to President Trump, and would lose swing states. Look at the NPR article. I was not only right in 2015, not only did I call the 2016 election, the NPR articles for anyone to see, posterity, anyone to see. You can look at it right now. I'm telling you, Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. We can get to that in a second. I'll just explain like I usually do every single day. I wrote in the Huffington Post, Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. I called this. This is now beyond a prediction. It's like a prophecy now. It's like the H.A. Goodman prophecy. But you can look now, and you can see what's really going on. And the knock on me from the left, from all the people who've completely run Bernie Sanders' movement into the ground, and maybe it was always this giant bowel movement, initially split in two this year by Elizabeth Warren, and then just mocked by Bloomberg and the other billionaire. When the billionaire class runs alongside you, and your whole campaign is to go up against the billionaire class, not good. People said, you see this on Rose Twitter, H.A. Goodman, yeah, he said that Bernie couldn't live, or what is it? He said Bernie could still win. Bernie was running, you imbeciles, against a person who committed crimes. And he was too cowardly to call out the crimes. Oh, well, you know what? It was just unrealistic then. I can get this one, a couple critiques, you gave us false hope. No, I didn't. You cyberspace losers. I literally gave Bernie Sanders a blueprint to fight and to win in 2016 in articles that were going viral. I explained, here's what you need to do to differentiate yourself. Talk about the top secret and special access program intelligence, because you are running against somebody who will be or would have been indicted if her name had not been Clinton. So, but when he says, I had enough of her emails, it's the same thing as, Joe Biden's a great friend of mine. Burisma, I'm not going to talk about that. He doesn't fight. Do you understand? He does not fight. Tulsi Gabbard fights. Jill Stein fights. President Trump fights more than anyone. Tulsi Gabbard supported Biden. Jill Stein actually fights Jill Stein, the Green Party, Bernie Sanders should have just joined the Green Party and utilized leverage. Okay, if he didn't want to, if he just didn't want to bring up Clinton's email servers with top secret intelligence on them that any FBI chief would have looked at and immediately and said, okay, well, this is a criminal act. He was literally running against somebody in 2016 who engaged in numerous criminal acts. He could have brought them up. He could have talked about the fact that she deleted 30,000 emails because she was deleting Clinton Foundation emails. Why do you think she deleted emails? For yoga? That's why you lost, you losers. She didn't delete yoga emails, Rose Twitter. She didn't use servers for convenience. You people who, it's not just Rose Twitter or whatever. It's the Bernie Sanders movement of today cannot even acknowledge that they were cheated by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Bernie Sanders can't even acknowledge that because he's a professional tool of the Democratic Party. So when people are like, oh yeah, H.A. Goodman, he said how Bernie could still win. Oh, yeah. Do you wish you got those indictments now, huh? Yeah, you probably do. Because most of you are going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Because if you devote your life to tweeting out, what's wrong in our country when people don't want free health care? Medicare for all is not free, genius. Or Medicare, currently, it's there's $6,700 out of pocket, you 20-something-year-old who doesn't know anything about Medicare. Go look it up. Medicare out-of-pocket costs. It's $3,000 to $6,700. Then you have the Mercatus study you'd have to double or triple tax collection. But even if there were studies that bolstered Bernie Sanders, apparently he didn't convince the Democratic Party. He had to convince the Democratic Party, and they don't want him. They don't want Medicare for all. They don't care about your condemnation on social media because they know you will vote for Hillary Clinton. Have you seen this shirt? There's a reason. Biden is not the presumptive nominee. He is just for a second or whatever, for however long it'll take for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee. They're not going to go into August, which is the exact date, because when it's the day that they ratified the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote, that will be the day that Hillary Clinton gives her speech. It will be Clinton 2020 again. But when they set up and framed Trump with a dossier, all you heard from Bernie Sanders is, oh, that's too bad that Trump cheated Hillary. Why don't you grow a pair, Bernie, and say that you were cheated? Why? Because you know, at the end of the day, you're not there. You're not there to really stick it to the man, the system, the 1%, the billionaire class. You're there to funnel votes along with the same pundit you couldn't even endorse who ran for Congress. How pathetic is that? How pathetic is that you couldn't even endorse the same guy whose entire apparatus gave you endless airtime. He was running for Congress. I endorse this guy. He's a really good guy. He's so fantastic. Oops. What? Somebody on Twitter told me not to endorse him? Okay, he wrote bad things just like I did. But forget about the bad things I wrote. Focus on the bad things he wrote. I'm not going to endorse him. Okay, Bernie. Okay. Bernie Sanders is out. And the insincere praise begins. Washington Post. Bernie Sanders ends presidential campaign. Bernie Sanders drops out of the 2020 presidential race. Why Bernie Sanders lost 538? That's a good one. Bernie Sanders drops out. Okay, Bernie Sanders is out of the race. Stock surge as Bernie Sanders suspends presidential campaign. Today I am suspending my campaign. It's too bad that Russia cheated Hillary. What about Debbie Wasserman Schultz cheating you? What about the $200 million? What about the lawsuit that Jared Beck, Elizabeth Beck, and Nico House waged on behalf of your voters that were cheated because Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign? Oh, don't bring it up. What? Are you some kind of Russia operative? Well, Bernie, they actually said that you were an operative. Aren't you gonna? No, I'm not an operative. And if you're listening, Putin, just understand I'm gonna drop out right now on April 8th. I'm gonna drop out, and you better not talk to me. Give me any undue influence or help, Putin. Are you listening? Are you listening? Like an imbecile, I'm speaking into a microphone. So if the Russian intelligence here, and if Putin hears, I don't want any help from you. What kind of sad and pathetic display is this? The entire left is now not only looking at somebody who will vote. Okay, Bernie Sanders will vote alongside Max Boot and Bill Kristol for Hillary Clinton. They're not going to go with Joe Biden. The fact that nobody gets this is the reason that Bernie continually gets cheated. Do you think they're stupid enough to go with Joe Biden? Well, how are they going to do it? The same way Mayor Pete, just to let you know the Bernie Sanders version or the new Bernie Sanders voter version of Fighting Back? How despicable was it? When on social media, they called Mayor Pete when he won Iowa. We obviously didn't win Iowa. They cheated him with an app. They cheated Bernie with an app in Iowa. Not one mention of it. Not one mention of it. They cheated Bernie with an app in Iowa. Okay. That was linked to Clinton campaign officials. Okay. Then 2 days before Super Tuesday, Mayor Pete drops out, but they were calling him, rat boy, rat, and all the wonderful big Medicare for all, man, and all the big pundits now who love Bernie, you're going to vote for Hillary, you fools. You're going to vote for Clinton 2020, okay? Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee, but they were calling him rat boy, rat. And you see the little photos, pictures of rat, and all the wonderful pundits want to, you're not going to get Medicare for all by calling somebody a rat. Sorry. No wonder you got cheated and stomped on as usual. Bring up the servers with top secret intelligence. Bring up the fact she deleted emails, not for yoga. It wasn't for convenience. It was to hide communication. Fight. Yeah, talk like a Republican. Bring up those Republican talking points. That's right. You probably should. Probably wish those indictments were imminent now, huh? Sorry, you didn't want to talk like a Republican. Talk like a Republican. You should have talked like a Republican, but you didn't. Should have brought up Burisma. Should have brought up Hunter. Should have brought up the club. Should have brought up the 3.4 million. Should have brought up the fact that impeachment was complete nonsense. Should have brought up the fact that the Mueller probe was complete nonsense. Should have actually said that Trump was set up and framed. Bernie Sanders should have done all of these things as well, obviously. Bernie Sanders should have acknowledged that he was cheated in 2016. He didn't. Why do you think he didn't? Has anybody asked themselves on the left? No, very few people gave more of their heart than I did for Bernie Sanders in terms of writing. Very few people. You can say what you like about me on the left. I don't really give a trust me. But very few people gave more of themselves than I did. Very few people got more scorn from a little cyber perspective or whatever with hit pieces from the Daily Beast, unethical, inaccurate hit pieces because I was too far to the left or a Bernie Sanders supporter. And then you get some YouTubers. Remember when H.A. Goodman was on the channel? This was David Pakman. And then, but did you say, Mr. Pakman, that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was cheated? You didn't bring that up. A retrospective when H.A. Goodman was on the channel. Well, Why do you think she was cheated? Well, maybe there were some emails that Russia hacked. That the ODNI and DHS report were just say we're moderately to highly confident. So the issue here, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are now on our way. We are now on our way to Clinton 2020. How are they going to do it? I don't see it. How are they going to do it? Did you see Bloomberg dropping out and running? Well, no, but that's different. Did you see Elizabeth Warren dropping out 3 or 4 days after Super Tuesday? Nah, that's different. Did you see Mayor Pete dropping out 2 days before? Did you see Amy Klobuchar not even wanting to win Minnesota? Did you see that? No, I didn't see that. Okay. Did you see the app that they could have used the calculator in Iowa that took that win from Bernie? No, I didn't see that either. Oh, okay. Have you seen this shirt? Have you seen this shirt? How many YouTubers wearing this shirt? Obviously satire. How many people are wearing this shirt with a mask? How many people are wearing this shirt? Have you ever seen the No Malarkey shirt? How about a No Malarkey hat? Okay, people are voting, risking their lives the other day to vote. To just get Bernie out of the way, not because they're voting for Biden. If you're named not Trump, not Bernie, you're named Biden. Now they're going to go into the centennial of the 19th Amendment with a man who's not only been accused of horrendous things, and you see how the left reacts to that. Every movement they touch, they tarnish. It's like the reverse Midas touch. But they're going to roll with Mr. Touchy-Feely during the pandemic, who has been accused. And so, hey, man, corn pop, cornflakes. And now, come on, you know the deal. I'm running for Senate. Corn pop was a bad dude. Oh, yeah, my legs turned blonde in the sun. In the sun. I got hairy legs. Got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Yeah, they're not going with him. Sorry. They're not going with him. And I don't have a Twitter account. I don't have a Facebook account. But you're probably getting, the people did it. Nobody wanted Medicare for all. Yeah, they didn't. It's a noble idea. When I was on the left, when I was there, yeah, it's a great idea. It wasn't the only idea he had. It was there to just funnel votes back into the Democratic Party for Clinton 2020. Hillary Clinton has been running since day one, but she didn't have to actually run in the election. She will run after she takes it on the convention day or the convention weekend in August, the centennial of the 19th Amendment. I will have made the biggest political call of all time. And everyone's going to be shocked and surprised like they are today, like they were in Iowa, and then like they are when President Trump won the election. And I will have told you since 2017 all of this was going to take place. They're not going with Biden, ladies and gentlemen. They're smart enough not to do that. Bernie Sanders is going to do exactly what he did. He's going to support Hillary Clinton. They all are. Hillary Clinton is the only person who could defeat possibly President Trump. I say this as a Trump supporter. I say this as somebody who has predicted that President Trump will win 8 years. If you do not tell everyone you know to vote President Trump, you will have President Hillary Clinton because she has the media, she has the unlimited money. She outspent Trump 2-1. That's the reason they won the popular vote. They wouldn't even win the popular vote with Biden. You know how many shirts were purchased on Amazon? Only one. And the only person who's purchased this shirt, because there is 20% of people are strongly supportive of Biden. There's nobody who really wants Biden. This entire campaign has been two choices, Hillary Clinton and President Trump. But Hillary Clinton is the only person who could give them a chance to win. And they know this because it's a political machine. Everything that the Democratic Party is right now is a facade, a theatrical performance, a charade. They're going to vote for the same person Max Boot and Bill Kristol voted for. Give me your thoughts below. Subscribe to H.R. Goodman's other channel if you want to support my voice long term. My Patreon is below. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump's going to go 8 years. He's going to defeat Hillary Clinton. But if people don't take it seriously, Clinton could win. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very much. Bernie Sanders is out. There's only Biden. It's only a matter of time now. Either before the convention or during the convention, Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. And you could thank the people. Well, whatever. Bernie Sanders never wanted to win anyway. If he wanted to win, he would have brought up the Achilles heel of his opponents. He would have done that, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a reason he didn't do that. There's a reason he didn't talk about top secret intelligence on servers outside of the United States government. There's a reason. There's a reason. Give me your thoughts below. And there's a reason he didn't bring up Burisma or anything. There's a reason he said, oh, it's too bad Hillary was cheated. There's a reason. What do you think the reason is? Na, 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 na. Maybe he wasn't fighting the 1%. Maybe he's a career politician who wants noble things, but likes the limelight. The entire Trump-Russia charade, where he was set up with a dossier Clinton purchased, just like an app that was linked to Clinton officials. The entire charade is predicated upon Bernie Sanders having been cheated. And he didn't even acknowledge he was cheated, which allowed them to cheat him again. And now he's out of the presidential race. You think that, ladies and gentlemen, Democrats are more likely to implement Medicare for all? No, they're less likely now. They're less likely now. Because they realized they could stomp and cheat and mock and denigrate the same people who mock and denigrate them. But they know now that we could cheat Bernie in 2016, we could cheat Bernie in 2020, and allow his campaign to just fizzle out. Because 2016, he had a viable campaign. He had crossover appeal. He talked about bringing home Americans. He talked about foreign policy other than just one singular aspect the Democratic Party focuses on, which has nothing to do with bringing Americans home. Don't get me started about that. But his campaign was completely run into the ground. It was a media creation in 2020. And he was cheated. In 2016, he had a viable campaign. He could have become president. Thank God President Trump won. He's a great president. He'll go 8 years, like I said. Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. We're just waiting now for how. It's not when or if. It's not if. It's when and how Hillary Clinton becomes nominee. They played you. They played you all on the left. And just like when they quoted me in 538 and NPR, not only will Hillary Clinton become nominee, if you don't vote for Hillary Clinton, you'll have integrity on the left, but you will be voting for President Trump. Just understand this. That's the one thing I agree with the I'm with her people. If you do not vote for Hillary Clinton in 2020, you are not, it's not a protest, you are actively voting for President Trump. There you go. I just ruined the day of all the wonderful people on the left. So just vote for President Trump. Because you know what? He's a fantastic president. And he fights. And he signs peace deals to bring home Americans, to end the longest running military conflict. Goes up against very corrupt intelligence officials. Very corrupt. You can say it. They're very corrupt. Signs the First Step Act. You can look at all his accomplishments. First president to step foot in North Korea. And guess what? Max Boot and Bill Kristol can't stand President Trump. Bernie Sanders, Max Boot, and Bill Kristol are going to all vote for Hillary Clinton again. Think about that. Give me your thoughts below. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. Thank you so very much. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee, just like I said, ladies and gentlemen. Just like I said. Give me your thoughts. And she will lose to Trump. If you don't vote, she will become president. That's if you the people who are voting Trump, who are watching this channel, if you do not vote for Trump, President Trump, Hillary Clinton will become president. This is the biggest election of our lifetime, and the only chance Democrats have, because it's a political machine, is Clinton. Give me your thoughts. But Trump's going to win. But it'll be Trump, Clinton again. I'm the only person on the planet who is saying that Clinton is going to be nominee. It'll be the biggest political call of all time. Thanks, everyone.